What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the page. It's springtime here in Ohio. My grass is a foot tall and my mower is nowhere ready to cut said grass. Let's change that. It's my butt saver. Hey guys, thanks for watching. I'm Brad, and I hope you'll join me as I film myself working, building, and fixing everything from toilets to tractors and everything in between. If you like what you see here, make sure you hit that like button, leave me a comment, and follow my page so you don't miss all of my new videos and updates. Alright, so let's get in here a little bit closer. Ariens Icon X 52-inch deck. This is a great mower. Got 5 acres here. I would love to have a slightly larger zero turn, but this is the first one I bought when I bought the place. And it's held up well. Kawasaki engine, runs great. Do need to change the oil and filter. Air filter's a little dirty. The mower in general is a little dirty. And I don't know if you can see it, but I recall the belt jumping the track when I parked this thing. So that's what we're doing today. Let's get started. Gonna make some assumptions that all this built-up grass is the reason the belt jumped off the track. It's not brand new, but it's sure like new. That's a good looking rig right there. Let it dry and then we'll get it in the garage, start working on it later. Just trying to get this up high enough to get my oil catch pan underneath it. And I don't have my good jack with me. It's down in my uncle's barn right now. Oil drain is right there. Yellow cap. Oil filter. Oil fill. So we got some holes down here. I have the pan directly underneath it. The oil should theoretically flow into the pan, and the oil reservoir is here in the front. So the fact that I'm a bit of an angle, I'm not too concerned about. We should get the majority of that old oil out of there. Crack the filter off first, try and get an idea where this oil is going to go. All right, we're mostly catching it. Got the new one right here. I usually order these off Amazon. It's about the cheapest place and they're always in stock. I'll put a link in the description for these Kawasaki engines. Got to destroy the dang box to get it out of there though. My gosh. Got it. Little trick. Take your old filter, new filter, rub that gasket around on top of it, just get some oil in there, and that way you've got a damp gasket you're screwing on there. It's going to help prevent any leaks. Alright, as you can see, we've got oil making a bit of a mess there, but there's no good way of doing this without maybe a siphon or vacuum pump, and you know, I don't do that sort of thing. Alright, we got oil flowing out. Does kind of go a little bit of everywhere, so we want to make sure you've got a big enough pan to catch it when it's going underneath there. But that's what they make kitty litter for. Anything that gets on the ground. So we'll let that drain out. We'll give it about 10 minutes and then we'll put that drain plug back in. Got a nice thunderstorm rolling in tonight. What a good time to be working in the garage. Got the garage helper, Mr. Amos. Where you going, buddy? Huh? Where you going? Are you the helper? Huh? Are you the helper? You good boy, huh? Alright, I'll let the oil drain out for a while. Actually, overnight. So I'm just tightening up the drain plug again. Before I put this oil filter back on, I'm going to write the hours and the date on here. Just snugging that down. Hand tightness. Alright. You can see I got a little messy there last night. I've got a small catch pan. My larger one's out in the barn. I don't feel like chasing it down. But we'll get this drop back down, fill it up with oil, and then we'll clean up this mess. You know, fella's never got a funnel when he needs one, so I've got to spend 20 minutes searching around for something. It's so hard to see the oil level in these fresh oil changes sometimes. Next thing I want to do is move on to this air filter. Obviously, I haven't cleaned this in a while. It's pretty nasty and gummed up. You can buy new ones. I'm just going to clean this one out. It's filthy, but should be able to clean it. Alright, that's basically back to factory. Not quite, but it's going to be good enough for another season or two. And I'm covered, so that's good news. Tighten back down. Boom. While I'm here, I want to get this cover off. Try and get that cleaned out a bit. Just using a flathead screwdriver to pry these tabs up. I'm just going to pull it over here out of the way carefully. I don't have to break that last clip. I don't feel like getting another tool out to get that the rest of the way. It's a T30 to get in this one. All right, I'm just going to blow that out. Been eyeing these T-handle Torx wrenches on the Jungle website, and for whatever reason I didn't feel like spending the 30 bucks, so I think that's what I'm going to order tonight. I don't use them very often, but that would have been a little bit easier getting that cover off of there. Not that it was hard, but any justification I can have to buy new tools, I'm going to take full advantage of that. Get in here and look at this mower. This thing's 5 years old. After a power wash, man, she is looking mint. Under the deck is a different story, but we'll address that later. Oh, I wish I had my good floor jack with me. Pumping, pumping, forever pumping. I'm gonna lift this deck up as far as it'll go. Give myself a little bit more space underneath it. Guys, it has been raining for literally 2 weeks straight. And I don't just mean the little rain, it's been monsoon rain. So, yeah, you can see the grass over there. Probably 1.5 feet tall now. Did some weed eating yesterday. I don't know. Might have to buy a bulldozer to just scrape the sod off at this point. Let's see if our impact gun will fit under here. Nope. Well, we're gonna have to fix that. All right, got the blades off. I just changed these 2 years ago, but you can see they're pretty beat up on the edges. I run over a lot of stuff, so we'll sharpen those up. While I've got the light down there, I'm just going to clean up underneath that deck a little bit. You can tell I don't do this enough. A lot of grass under there. Reminds me of one of my favorite guys on YouTube, Vice Grip Garage. Derek, he's hilarious. He's always doing the smell test whenever he opens up a new car. The first thing I thought when I smelled that wet grass that's been sitting there for 8 months, obviously there's a little bit of a grass aroma. The next smell was pond algae, not like the fresh stuff. Like you find a pond in the middle of the woods that's been there since 1305 and it's got a good 2 feet of algae on top of it. And then you throw a rock in the water and disturb it. And that smell that comes out, that's one of the next smells that I got. It was real pleasant. And then I'd throw in some buttermilk there at the end because there was definitely something off and sour smelling about a clump that came out of there. Really makes me want to go eat dinner. Mexican tonight. So, Cinco de Mayo, that's the good news. Let's scrape the rest of this off here. All right, I think that's enough for now. We'll get that swept up. Hey, while I'm thinking about it, out here in the garage working, you know, I'm just a average guy. Likes to tinker around outside, fix stuff once in a while, and occasionally I'll film it and post it on YouTube. Had a couple videos that are doing pretty well, and I'm happy about that. So if you don't subscribe already, I'd love if you would check out my channel. If you like what you see, subscribe. Leave me a comment, like some videos. It all helps at the end of the day, and I really appreciate that. I'll do my best to keep sending content your way. Love interacting with you guys, and hopefully we can gradually grow this over time. Really enjoyed this sort of thing. All right, let's get back to work. It's easy to forget how these came off there. Sometimes people get them turned upside down and then they obviously don't cut very well when they're running backwards. You see that spot where the washer has made an imprint and everything else around it's dirty? So that's where the washer went, holding it up on the bottom of the mower deck. Flip it over and see the other side. That's the bottom side of that spindle in your mower deck. Your washer obviously is smaller than that impression, so there's your washer, your bolt goes on top. This is how the mower blade needs to go back on to the deck. All right, I need to get these blades back on, but before I do that, I want to get these covers off because I need to replace the belt as well. I already took the other side off and it was covered in nasty old dirt and stuff was growing, and I can see it starting to do this side as well. So I want to get the belt cover off and clean that up, and then we can start getting blades and the belt back on. Alright, so I'm ready to put this new belt on. Easiest thing for this one's just going to be cut it off and pull it out. So a trick to these, a lot of these belt, this is called a V belt. It's because it's got a V-shaped groove. Some of these pulleys are suitable for the V groove. The other pulleys that are flat and thick are going to line up with the flat side. So pay attention when you're running this to what kind of pulley you've got. As an example, this thicker diameter pulley here with the flat interior, that's going to be for the flat side of the belt. Whereas this one, more narrow, is where the V of that belt's going to slide into. Alright, there's my belt diagram right there. I'm going to show you a little trick I started doing with some of my other equipment. Did this for a pull behind mower deck as well. Go to a spot underneath where the cover is, and I'm just going to draw this just like that. So the next time I take this cover off and replace the belt, I don't have to look it up on my phone, or if something happens out in the field, I can do it out there without researching too hard. So get yourself a wrench and a pair of pliers. Now this spring is under tension right here. So I'm going to get my pair of pliers and grab a hold of that. There we go. That pops off the top. Metal bracket comes off. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt once you've had to do this a few times. We just have to get that tensioner pulley hook back up to the spring. We should be good to go. This belt looks much better now. Everything is moving the way that it should. Always what you want to see. All right, everything spins like it's supposed to. So let's get these covers put back on. 16mm wrench or socket, whatever you prefer. Alright guys, I think that about does it for this video. For the past couple of days, we got this thing out, power washed, got the engine bay looking nice and clean, changed the oil, put a fresh filter and some fresh 10W30 oil in there, took the air filter out, sprayed it down with the air gun, got it nice and clean and reinstalled. We pulled the old blades off, got those sharpened, reinstalled, pulled the old belt off tonight, put a brand new belt on, and then topped it off with some oil again tonight. It's ready to go to mow tomorrow. We're supposed to have 4 days of sunshine here in Ohio, and we haven't had more than a half a day of sunshine in several weeks. So lots of rain, tall grass, ready to get this thing out and take advantage of the nice weather tomorrow. On to the next one, guys.